Once you have passed the last few shops, the sounds of the market quickly fade behind you. For a while you can still hear a cartwheel pressing over the road and a distant voice calling to someone out of sight. A little farther on, both sounds become indistinct. Then there is only the soft scrape of your steps through new snow and the faint movement of small things inside your bundle. You know this road well. In the morning, the ground was clear. Brown winter grass showed along the edges, and several dark stones marked the places where water sometimes softened the earth. Now the snow is slowly making every surface the same pale color. It is not deep enough to trouble you yet. The road follows a gentle slope beyond the town, passes winter fields, and bends around the foot of the mountain. If you walk steadily and do not hurry, there is little danger of losing the way. So you walk steadily. Your shoes press through the white surface to the firmer ground below. Each step makes a small sound, followed by a smaller silence. The next step repeats it. Sound, silence, sound, silence. The rhythm soon becomes as natural as breathing. The bundle is heavier than it was when you left the market stall. The grain pulls downward while the strap presses across your shoulder. At first, your attention returns to the weight again and again. After a while, your body accepts it and stops making a complaint of every step. The road opens beside a stretch of empty fields. In warmer months, these plots would hold color, movement, and people calling across the rows. Now the stalks have been cut, the soil has hardened, and the low ridges are disappearing beneath a thin covering of snow. You pass without stopping. The year has already taken what it will take from these fields. For tonight, they are allowed to rest. Snow catches in the dry grass at the roadside. It settles on seed heads and bends them slightly toward the ground. A narrow ditch follows the road for some distance. Its shallow water is dark where it still moves and pale where a skin of ice has formed along the edges. You place each foot carefully. The sky above the mountain is now a deep grey. No single cloud can be seen. Earth and sky seem to have moved closer together with the falling snow between them. You do not mind the quiet. You have lived alone long enough to understand its different forms. There is the quiet of early morning when the day is waiting. There is the quiet of the mountain where small sounds carry far. And there is the quiet of snow which seems to take every distant noise and wrap it in cloth. This is the third kind. The cold touches the exposed skin of your face. A few flakes cling to your brow, melt, and run briefly before the wind dries them. Your breath appears in front of you, then drifts over one shoulder. You draw the robe more tightly around your body. The cloth is old, but dense. Beneath it, other layers hold what warmth they can. They do not make you comfortable in the way a summer afternoon is comfortable. Winter offers more modest bargains. You give it steady movement, dry clothing, and good sense. In return, it allows you to keep most of your warmth. Most of it is enough. The path rises slightly as it approaches the foot of the mountain. Here the wind changes. It no longer crosses the open fields directly, but moves between low trees and bare shrubs. Snow has begun to gather on the branches. When a gust passes through, some of it loosens and falls in small, soundless showers. You pause beneath one tree to adjust the bundle. The strap has shifted again. You bend forward, lift the weight with one hand, and pull the strap into a better position with the other. For a few moments, your shoulder is free. Then the burden settles back, no lighter than before, but more evenly placed. You stand still and listen. Behind you, The town is no longer visible. Ahead, the road turns beyond the trees. Nothing moves nearby. There is no reason to be afraid. This is familiar land. You know where the slope falls away, where the road narrows, and where rain has exposed a pale stone beside the track. Snow alters the appearance of the world, but it does not move the mountain. You begin walking again. At the bend, you pass a small stand of trees whose trunks lean in the same direction from years of weather. Their branches make a dark pattern against the snow. In another season, you might stop to examine marks along the ground or look for movement deeper among them. Tonight, the light is leaving, and the sensible destination is a closed door and a waiting stove. The mountain can keep its secrets until morning. Your thoughts turn to the contents of the bundle. The millet is the heaviest part. You can feel it shift in a single mass when you step down from a stone. The beans make a quieter movement beside it. The salt weighs almost nothing by comparison, though a kitchen notices its absence more quickly than its weight would suggest. The little jar of lamp oil is wrapped well. You picture the place where it will be stored. You picture the new needle laid safely beside the old one, and the awl placed with the few tools you use for leather. Without opening the bundle, you arrange every object in your mind. This makes the load seem less like a burden and more like a house not yet unpacked. Snow falls more heavily. Your footprints remain distinct for several steps behind you, then soften at the edges. Farther back, the road is already smoothing itself over. It is as if the evening is politely removing the evidence of your journey once you no longer need it. The slope begins to descend. You know this part by the way your legs change their effort. The village lies beyond the next rise, still hidden. Before you see a roof, you notice the faint smell of wood smoke. It is very slight. At first, you wonder whether it has come from your imagination. Then the wind moves again and the scent returns. Dry wood, a little damp straw, the ordinary smoke of evening fires. People are cooking. Doors are being closed. Wet shoes are being left near thresholds. Hands are being held over small flames. Across the village, many separate days are ending at nearly the same time. You continue downhill. The thought of your own house does not make your pace hurried, but it makes the remaining distance easier to measure. At the bottom of the slope, the road passes a shallow stream. Flat stones form the crossing. Snow has gathered along their upper edges, while the center of each stone remains dark from passing feet. You test the first one before placing your full weight upon it. It holds. The next stone holds as well. Water moves quietly beneath the thin ice at the banks. You can hear it for only a moment. Then you are on the other side, climbing the last gradual rise. The first roof appears through the snow. It is only a dark line at first. Then another roof comes into view, and another. The houses are low and still. Smoke rises from several of them, though the falling snow quickly makes it difficult to see where smoke ends and weather begins. No bright lamps mark the road. There are only narrow suggestions of light at a few doors and openings, dim enough to belong to the night rather than challenge it. You have reached the village. The village path is quieter than the road. Snow lies across places where feet passed earlier in the day. A few newer tracks lead from one house to another, then disappear behind walls or gates. Somewhere nearby, a vessel is set down on wood. From another house comes the brief murmur of voices, followed by silence. You pass without disturbing anyone. Your house stands a little apart, near the edge of the village where the ground begins to rise again. It is neither the largest nor the smallest. Its roof is sound enough. Its walls have been repaired where repairs were needed. The door closes properly. In winter, this is high praise for a house. There is no light waiting outside. Snow has collected beneath the eaves and along the threshold. You lower the bundle in the sheltered place beside the door, brush snow from your sleeves, and work the familiar outer fastening open. The metal gives a small, clear sound. You lift the bundle again and push the door inward. Cold darkness meets you. A house left alone through a winter day has no special talent for welcome. It offers shelter first and warmth only after some negotiation. You step inside and close the door behind you. The sound of the wind immediately changes. Outside, it moved freely around your face and clothing. Inside, it is reduced to a low pressure against the walls and a faint movement beneath the door. You set the bundle down. For a moment, you remain still and let your eyes adjust. You can make out the familiar shapes: the stove, the low table, the storage jars, the place where you keep tools, and the sleeping space against the wall. Nothing has moved while you were away. This is one of the quiet comforts of living alone. It is also one of the less convenient facts. No one has lit the fire. No one has warmed water. No one has prepared supper or hung wet clothing to dry. Still, no one is asking you to hurry. You can put the evening in order at your own pace. First, you lower the wooden bar across the inside of the door. Then you kneel beside the bundle and open it. The millet and beans go to the dry storage place. You inspect the packet of salt. Its wrapping is still firm. The oil jar has survived the road without leaking. You place it beside the lamp. The new needle and awl go with your other small tools. For a moment, the new iron point catches the last faint light in the room. Then it disappears among familiar objects. The empty bundle is folded. The cord is wound and set aside. Each object returns to a place where your hand will know how to find it.